Kit Kats can read.
Hey guys, so it's actually Tuesday, so I'm here to start the weekly reading vlog for you guys. Didn't vlog yesterday because Ben actually came over and we went out and we spent most of the day at a pub meeting one of his old friends and who is one of my colleagues at work. So we had a really nice few hours together, and then me and Ben went and got some pizza, and then we came back to mine, and then we chilled out in the evening. It was really nice, and then we both sort of like came to my bedroom here and fell asleep around probably like 10 o'clock. Like, as you know, I remember it being close to, yeah, it was like 10:30 or 11. And so like Ben ended up staying the night. It wasn't actually the original plan. He was going to go over to his dad's, who's literally up the road from me, and was going to stay there, but then he ended up drifting off and we both fell asleep and we woke up, and it's just nice that he was just like there next to me, so it actually made it a lot more sentimental. And then he went to his dad's in the morning when I was leaving for work, so we both left at the same time. But it was a really nice evening and I was so loved up, hashtag full of cheese. So I didn't do any reading on Monday, so that's literally all that happened Monday. I did film a couple of videos. I filmed my London book haul as well as my 5 Feet Apart review. So yeah, I recorded those, did some washing I believe, and yeah, pretty much chilled until Ben came. So yeah, that's all that happened. So I was kind of behind on my reading Monday because I did do a bit of reading on my Sunday trip, so I didn't do anything Monday. So then today, Tuesday, I had work, my first shift since having pneumonia, where I've worked 8 hours. Actually went okay, so hoping it goes, touch wood, hoping the rest of the week goes okay, because I'm now working 8 hours, but I'm gonna at least try it, you know. So yeah, my shift went right, which is really good. So I came home from work and I started editing a video. I was editing my Witchathon TBR, which is to go up tomorrow because Witchathon starts tomorrow. And then once that was uploading, I was like, there's a shit ton of readathons happening this month. I need to sort out and organise the month of reading. So then I started getting a little bit obsessed, and OCD just like took over me. So I had to turn my fire off, it was burning. And yeah, so I then went and got some sticky notes, like from today onwards, so from the 12th to the 31st of March, and was like, right, and I've literally got it on my calendar, the beginning and the end of the readathons, and some of them overlap, so I was just like sorting out daily. So for example, I was just like, right, so today I've got read a run book and rereadathon book, as well as read a run book, and then also I've got Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which is the March read along book to be reading. So I sorted that out, and what I'll do with that is from today onwards, because I haven't actually sorted it out this month, so from the 12th to the 31st, I literally, it's 418 pages I think it was, and I've divided that between 20 days, so like from today to the 31st, including the 31st and today. So it ended up being roughly about 20 pages. So for the closest page to 20, but by the chapter sort of thing. So the closest chapter to 20 pages, luckily there's very short chapters in Daughter, Smoke and Bone, so I tabbed those off. So every day I will read 20 pages, or just under or just over, like roughly 20 pages of Daughter, Smoke and Bone, which I can easily do. So I've done it already tonight. So I read like, I think it's only like 2 chapters, but still, I've done my section for today and it was very easy to do, so I think that would be easy to do for the rest of the month. So then what I've done is, so then tomorrow, for example, the Witchathon starts, so I've then got the Readarama, the Readathon, and then the Witchathon, the first book that I'm going to use. So I have like 3 books on the go tomorrow. And then I'll just go through these. I've put new books for like every day, just on the off chance that all I want to do is read and end up finishing a book and then that's the book. So what I'll do is, if I don't get around to reading the book, I'll just on the day put the books back or move them around or whatever. But I've sorted out daily, so it's all on the floor, so you'll see a picture in a second of like how I've done it, like the first, like how I was organised it, and the second was how I've laid it on my floor by my bookcase, so that every day it looks a mess, but luckily I'm the only one that is in my flat, so it's only me that's going to be here. So yeah, it's just me being organised for this readathon, but it's a way of prompting me. And then what I'll do is, for the monthly read along of Daughter Smoke and Bone, I'm still waiting for the Gilded Wolves to come in, so once that comes in the post I will tab that off and section that off for the days, because that's a group read for March as well that I need to read. So yeah, and I'm thinking, well actually I was gonna tab off the Night Sack as well, because that's a group read that I'm doing as well on Twitter in a group, but then I'm just like, I might just start it on its own at the end, like near the end of March, so that I get it done. But I don't know, I'll have to see how I go with that, like somewhere around like the 20th or something, so I can give myself a few days to read it, or I'll just see how I go with anything. But I haven't managed to add it to any TBRs yet, so that's the unfortunate thing of that. So yeah, so then what I'll do is with Daughter Smoke and Bone, I will put that book, once I've read the section of the day before, I will put the book on the next day's pile. So like what I've done now is the book is now waiting on top of the 13th of March pile, which is tomorrow's. So there's like 3 books as well as the group monthly read along. But obviously, being realistic, I'm not going to read like 20 plus books in March, because that's just daft. I think the most books I've ever read was a few years ago, and that's when I read like 11 books in 1 month, and that was when Woody, our dog, died, and I was like purely depressed, and my nan was depressed, and the only thing that kept us going is when we both sat downstairs and just read. Like even my nan was reading and I was reading, and we'd sit and I would sit and just finish books. So that's the most I've ever read, and it was in November, so crazy times. So yeah, so that's what's really happy today. I watched the last 2 episodes of Buffy season 1, so I'm done and up to date for that, so at least I'll be ready for the group discussion of that. Loving it. So obviously I know that April is going to be season 2, I believe, so I'm all ready and all for that. So if I'm desperately looking for something to read for the rest of the month, I will watch season 1 of Angel, which I haven't ever watched before, but I've owned the box set for a few years now. So I'm going to head off tonight so that I can get some of The Wicked King read. If I manage to read my 50-page section of this, I will read 50 pages of this, which I haven't read for a few years, so this will be a reread. So that's my target for tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to doze off within the next hour. I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this section, but I'm just going to be reading between them both for the rest of the evening until I drop off. Tomorrow I have got training for work, which starts at 9:30, and it's like a 45-minute drive away. So all I know is I'm going to work to pick up somebody and we're going off to the training, and yeah, just simply doing it that way. So that's it really. That is literally it. I'm gonna get to work in the morning and at least prep the daycare for the day. So I'll arrive and I will just be like telling them what I'm doing. Training tomorrow, no idea when it finishes, but I know that I'm going to my nan's after the training to get my food stuff. So then I will, after the training, if it does finish at 4, I will get back near 5, collect all my food stuff. So for the evening I'll just be coming home to have some dinner and chilling for the evening. So yeah, I'm gonna head off for the night. That's just everything that happened Monday, today, and what's possibly gonna happen tomorrow. So I will see you guys soon and keep you updated on everything that's happened. It's Sunday, it's the last day of the weekly reading vlog. Sorry I haven't vlogged the past couple of days. I've mostly just sort of been like busy with work, or I've been out of the flat like doing stuff, or like seeing Ben. Yeah, just been a little bit out of the loop really. So just going to quickly update you on everything that's happened the past few days anyway. So reading wise, I have been reading from about 3 books. The main one is The Wicked King by Holly Black. Then I've also been reading from Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lena Taylor, and The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. So I'll let you know my page count. So The Wicked King, I'm on page 246. So I've only got like this little amount left actually, so it won't take me long at all. Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I've been tabbing as like daily targets. So I haven't read for the past couple of days. So I'm on page 77 at the moment, which you might be able to see a slight segment through with my bookmark there. But like I say, I haven't read past 2 segments. And The Gilded Wolves came in the post 2 days ago. It came on Friday. So I read a section from Friday, but I haven't read for Saturday or today. So I've only like literally a smidgen through, but as you can see, all the days are put through because it's a monthly read. So I'm behind on my reading for that, but I'm hoping once I finish with The Wicked King that I can catch up with these 2 books and focus on those 2 group books. I haven't started anything for the Witchathon yet, and my Witchathon read was going to be The Darkest Minds, so that is probably going to replace the Wicked King. So I was going to say The Culprits, but totally the wrong book. So yeah, my reading obviously isn't the best, but I've been really busy. Like, this is my week where I work the weekend, so I've literally just been working like quite a few shifts this week. I've been knackered. So yesterday I finished work at 4 and I got home and I was really stressed. I had a really stressed shift, and so I ended up sort of like de-stressing for a couple of hours, and then I went to go see Ben, who was at his dad's, and then I followed him to his mum's, so I stayed the night at his mum's, and then I went home early lunchtime. So I left at around 12:15, and then I parked up on the New Forest and did some reading, and then I left and got to work at like 22:02, and I got there and I was just like, oh, I might as well go in, get some food. So Sundays we have a roast, so I sat down and I had some roast for my lunch, dinner sort of thing, and yeah, so it was my first ever shift where I worked late, which is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m, as in like first shift since I've had pneumonia. So it was quite odd, and I'm really feeling it. And what's more annoying is I'm working 8 till 4 tomorrow, so it means I'm literally gonna have to drift off within the next hour in order to get a decent amount of sleep. So what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to finish the chapter of the Wicked King. It probably won't be long before I doze off at all. I'm just going to have an easy evening of reading and then falling asleep, and then the new week starts. So I will leave now so that I can go and do some reading before I drift off, and I will speak to you guys next when I'm wrapping up the weekly reading vlog. Hey guys, so it's Monday and I'm just here to quickly wrap up the weekly reading vlog for last week. So although I didn't complete a book, I still managed to get some reading done. I have been very busy this week with work and such. However, you will be pleased to know that I did finish a book today, so you'll find more about that in next week's weekly reading vlog, about like what book that is and my thoughts on it and everything. So yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. Sorry if it's been really boring, I kind of feel like it has been, so I'm sorry. But I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. Let me know down below what books that you are currently reading, what books you've recently purchased, and so on and so forth. And I'd love to start a conversation down below in the comments, and yeah, let's go for it. But yeah, basically last night I just like fell asleep like near enough as soon as I said goodbye to you guys from yesterday's vlog. I started listening to an audiobook of The Wicked King by Holly Black, and then I fell asleep. So that happened, and then I woke up at my alarm, and then I fell asleep. So like I say, you'll hear more about that in next week's vlog, so I'm sure you guys are really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it from me guys. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!